Hey guys, it's the Lego Detective, and today I'm going to start a new series of what I'm calling Lego Review. Basically, what it's going to be a series of sets that I got a long time ago and didn't review, or sets that I reviewed but the reviews weren't good, or they were extremely old. So I'm just going to be re-reviewing, and I'm sort of, I guess you could say, back into Legos, um, yeah, with the Star Wars and Ninjago lines. So expect a few Lego reviews. Sorry for the lack of videos. I was extremely busy, um, and I had a video on my phone, and I was debating if I should upload it, and then I forgot to upload it, and then I forgot to upload it again. And normally I like to do videos on either days when I don't have homework or on weekends. Today I don't have homework, so yay. And yeah, I uploaded a video earlier this week, which I had actually filmed last weekend, and that was at my friend's house. And actually, I was also at like an overnight with my school for a field trip. We went over to a hotel and hung out there for a few days as an overnight trip. So, yeah, I apologize for that, but I promise I will try to do my best for more videos. I'm gonna tell you that I'm gonna try to. I'm at least gonna film at least 2 videos today. Might not upload all of them, but this is gonna be one of them. So this is an old Ninjago set. This is the Jungle Trap set. At least I believe it's called that. Don't remember all the names. I have 4 sets from the Tournament of Elements line, and then I have a few sets from the Rise of the Snakes line, and all of my other Ninjago sets I have long taken apart. So there aren't going to be too many Ninjago sets, but I do plan on getting some. So, yeah. So basically, the Tournament of Elements, basically, Master Chen was holding a competitions for people that had special powers, and he bribed the ninjas into coming by saying that he had captured Zane, because in the previous season, Zane was believed to be dead, but he had reprogrammed himself, and Master Chen captured him. So this right here is Kai in the tournament robes, and they made 4 different figures in the tournament robes. Now there are 5, but there's Kai, Cole, and Lloyd, and Jay, because of course they were getting there to go to Zane, but Zane had his titanium ninja armor on. And recently they released a figure pack that came with a kind of interesting Zane figure that was a tournament version. So it was Zane with this sort of robe set up. And basically that was supposed to be if Zane never quote unquote died and they still entered the tournament, I don't really know why they would enter the tournament, since the only reason that they entered it is because of Zane. Otherwise they wouldn't have entered it because they know that Chen's an evil guy. Anyways, let's move the set aside. It is a small set. I believe it was like $10 originally. Let's look at the minifigs. And while I was not making videos, I actually made this pretty cool stand. So just going to be using that for my videos from now on. So here's Kai. Just going to give you a 360 focus in. And then I'll take off all the stuff. It is a bit wiggly, so just please excuse that. You can see his logo there. I really like the tournament outfit of these ninjas. They are pretty common because a lot of the figure packs came with them. There was a figure pack that came with 2 ghost minifigs, both of which were actually exclusive. And then it came with Kai and Jay in this Tournament of Elements garb. So, yeah. I really like the front, and it looks really nice. He's got a katana, rubbery, awesome Kai hair, and you can see, just took that off. Nothing too much. It didn't really cover up too much of the torso, and the head, you should know, it's a pretty common head. Okay, so that was Kai. Now on to the Anaconda Warrior. So, I don't really like the villains from the Tournament of Elements because it was basically Chen, who was a elemental power wannabe with a bunch of Anaconda wannabes. They have like snake tattoos and purple pants and Anaconda skull on their head. Don't know this guy's name. There are a few different versions. I have 4 different Anaconda warriors from the 4 sets of Tournaments of Elements that I got. All of them have, I believe, the same legs, but they're the legs. I'm just gonna This light isn't the best light, but it's good for me for now. He's got a big bone axe there. And yeah, again, I apologize for the shakiness. There's his face. This one, unlike some of the other ones, this one you can actually see a lot when his headpiece is removed. Speaking of which, here is that headpiece. It's a very, very detailed and really good looking piece. It just has a hole in the top though, which is kind of weird. Yeah, not sure if you saw the back. So there's that. There's no back print because otherwise it would show through the headpiece. So those are the two figures. Now for the set itself. So it's a jungle trap, so you know we have some jungle foliage there which you can sort of move in and out to adjust it. I feel like if someone were going to build a mock that would represent Chen's tournament island, I think that you would need multiples of these to make it look good, because this is actually a really good massable set. These guys in general are just massable because you can just have tons of them. And Kai you only need one of, but his pieces are still good. Like these pieces here are very, very good looking. This ninja mask can be used for tons of stuff. The Kai face, of course, it does not have to be used with Kai, and the hair is probably the best part about him. This hair is a really cool hair piece. But yeah, here's the set, and in each of the sets containing like the tournament ninjas, there would be a jade blade, and basically the original tournament of elements would be that you would have to collect the jade blades. Now, these sets do not follow the exact ways that they did it. There was only one set that involved like getting the jade blades and getting like for the tournament that was actually based off the show. This set, I don't think it was featured in the show, and if it was, it definitely wasn't during the tournament with the jade blades. It was probably after, when they were like competing against each other in like the wilderness area. So the sets themselves are a bit different from the show, but I don't really care about that because there wouldn't be too much to make. Like a lot of the sets would have to be really big. But we have some little stones going up there, and then we have, moving it aside, we have these two steps, and this is where the hidden feature of the set is. So basically, the dude is going to come along and try to get the jade blade, and there are these pieces right there. These what is it, like a giant sword. So if a minifig steps on this piece, the swords come up and slash him. So if, basically how I like to act it out is, so this guy right here is chasing Kai, so Kai's trying to come up and get the jade blade, but then he realizes that there's a trap, so then this guy comes, Kai dodges, this guy makes a dash for it, and while Kai is just jumping out of the way, this guy gets chomped by these, and then Kai comes through, and now that the trap is over, he can get the jade blade. It's a very, very simple design. We have this little Technic and brick built element, which just has some loose pins so that this can just shake around and move. And then we have this just open area down here. And if we put this in here, as you can see, it is loose. It will fall out if you pick it upside down. But it does look pretty good. And you can adjust it so that it's like really like this, and then sometimes it doesn't want to work. Up a lot. I like to do it just so that the step is just barely sticking up, as you can see, because then it looks like it's actually like a step, and the foliage piece here can sort of disguise the blades, because you don't really see them too much, right? Here, maybe if I sort of do this. Yeah, you can't even see one of them, and now you can barely see the other. Yeah, so yeah, it's a pretty cool set. Speaking of the jade blade, this is the double-sided jade blade here. And these pieces have a lot of detail. Focus. Let's move this out of the way. There we go. See, it's very, very textured. And sadly, the jade blades, just like a lot of the other Ninjago collectible weapons, other than like the first few seasons of Ninjago, and the Day of the Departed ones, the collectible weapons really, like, they're really easy to make. You just get a jade blade piece, and then you just have a few golden random pieces used for weapons, and you can make it. If you get like a few of this set, and then you just have like a bunch of golden, like random golden weapons. It doesn't matter what weapons they are. If you get like a few of this set to get the Jade Blade pieces, because you get 2 of them, so it's a pretty good value. And then you just have a bunch of random golden weapons, like some swords, some staffs, some chains or nunchucks. Then you can pretty much just make all the Jade Blades. I feel like there only have been 2 weapon sets that have been not affected by this, which that has been probably the first set of collectible weapons, the collectible weapons of Spijitzu, because the shurikens and the Sword of Fire were their own special mold. They weren't made out of multiple pieces, but the nunchucks and the scythe were made out of pretty common pieces. And also the Day of the Departed, because they did recolors of all of the older weapons, and all of the recolors are completely new. At least most of the recolors, at least like the ghostly weapons used for the Day of the Departed villains, are pretty much just older pieces, but they're in recolors. So it's kind of hard to get those pieces otherwise, since they're new recolors to the set. Anyway, so yeah, that was my review of Jungle Trap. Playability wise, I'd have to say, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. This piece can get jammed up a lot, like right now it's jammed. You sort of have to move it and then sort of adjust it a lot to get it to work. And the blades only come up that far, and so they will actually never touch a minifigure, unless you just drop the minifigure straight down or drop him to the side. But if you just push him straight down onto the pieces, as you can see, the minifigure, it will never touch the minifigure, or even look like it's touching. So if you do it like this, it's not touching him. And also, that piece is loose. The function is kind of laggy. It gets stuck a lot. The minifigures, I'd say 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. The figures are very good. And overall, I think that it's a pretty good set. Especially since it's really cheap. It was like $8 to $10, I think. Maybe 8. It could have been 10. I don't really remember the prices of Legos of like 3 years ago, 2 years ago. But I feel like nowadays you could probably get this used on Bricklink for like $5, and that's a pretty good deal. I'd say that this Kai figure right here is at least worth $3. Probably not, because he was pretty common, of course. This is the cheapest set of the wave other than Polybags, but I still think that it's a pretty good set. You get some pretty nice minifigs, of course, the Kai and the massable Onyx Kandrai Warrior. But anyways, please comment, like, and subscribe, and bye.